also welcome. I also welcome 0202166633. The shots you saw on your screen were picked by Daniel Tete Oklu, my producer here on New Day, and we took the trouble to go out because this has been a talk of town that Accra is brightening and shining, and we're celebrating Christmas. I've seen a few politicians trying to take advantage of it and say one or two things. Well, I mean, they've told us that, oh, the Christmas is nice, but nobody wants to really acknowledge the people who are right behind it. Well, so first in news, best in entertainment, we decided to get deeper into it because we're suddenly wondering, where did all the lights come from? Where did all the glitz come from? Where did all the glamour come from? And in our digging, we found out that it was done by Afi Amoro, CEO of Jandel Limited, and she's joined us here. Earlier, you saw her dancing. Maybe Harriet, you should play the song a bit. Let's try and see if we can do Shaku or Zanku. A bit of it. Do you Shaku or do you Zanku? Okay, let's try this. Afi, how are you?
I'm good.
Merry Christmas to you.
Many happy returns.
What inspired you to light up Accra and make it look lovely like that? So the Ridge Roundabout, the EcoBank, the Aqua J, Akufuado Roundabout. What inspired you?
Three things. I was looking at how we celebrate Christmas in this country.
Okay.
And I was looking at the three components that make Christmas what it is. They have the religious,
okay,
which we can never, run away from.
Right.
We have the social, where people bond together and enjoy some quality time together.
Right.
They take the vacations and they come back home and all that. Therefore, that's also instills in them the camaraderie that they crave for. Then we have the business and the economic value.
Right.
And you have to marry all the three.
Okay.
In order to have a successful Christmas.
Right.
But what we have here is how do you create that buzz? The buzz is created by creating ambience.
Right.
You see, an ambience with Christmas is lights.
Okay.
So as soon as you get those lights going, it sends a certain euphoria around, and it reminds people, I have to do something nice for people too. So we looked at these three, and we have been studying the modules all over the world, and we found out that we are a bit late in Ghana. And so we wanted to make an impact in that way in order to increase the euphoria, increase economic activity, and churn the business or the economy in one way or the other.
Okay. What has been the reaction for you? So people have been talking about this. Everybody says, wow, this is nice. Wow, we've not seen it before. Wow. What has been the reactions from what you said?
I can only say that it is humbling. But in its humility, it couldn't have been driven any way but by God.
Okay.
Because I was just driven to spend money I didn't have, to break my bank's back, and all that, to not pay my salaries for 2 months in order to be able to achieve. And this is where I come in to appeal to corporate Ghana, to look at the value of certain things.
Right.
Yes, there are certain norms that you say, oh, every year we do this. But look at the economic value of certain things and see. And then now we all have it. We've all seen it. People could have latched on to this and made big capital out of it.
Right.
But I want to thank my God first for giving me the vision.
Okay.
And to EcoBank.
Okay.
And Stanchart, who believed in the dream.
Did you walk up to these corporate institutions or did they walk up to you?
I knocked on several doors.
Okay.
I came back home disappointed, crying, because some people just look at you as though you're bringing nonsense to them.
What were you telling them which didn't make sense to them? What were you telling them?
You know what I did? What I did was to do, how do you call animations for various buildings and for various streets. And I went to do presentations to them. So I just didn't get up.
So you selected points that you thought should be lit up.
I think, yes.
And you did animations.
I did animations.
And then you went to the people who live close by it or those landowners and you told them, look, this is what I can do for you for Christmas.
Exactly.
And they said no?
No. They said no.
So now we've seen about 6 locations, right?
Yes.
Which other locations were you thinking about?
So I was looking primarily at I was looking primarily at the Independence Avenue because it has a historic value. And then I also wanted to link it to the year of return. Because a lot of them lived in many of those hotels. We're going to live in many of those hotels.
Where did you get that canoe from, by the way?
The Lord Mayor helped me. I told him I needed canoes and I needed to Ghanaianize the Christmas decor. So he went to Choco and Jamestown and got
so Mayor Ejesowa got that for you?
Yes, please.
Wow.
Yes, please.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay. So you were telling me that you did the animations, you did the planning, you went to knock on their doors.
Yes.
What other locations were you looking at apart from the Range Roundabout, Akufado Roundabout, the Ecoback Junction, the Akwaje, and other places? What other places were you looking at?
Because I'm a DCite, I was looking at Dansoman. So we lit up, our MP lit up the place first.
The main
so they were
roundabout,
There are 2 roundabouts.
The
roundabouts at 250 and Exhibition. So they were the first to be lit. Yeah.
And that was part of your grand scheme. So if you look at the list you put together, which other places would you have wished to light up that haven't been lit up at this point?
The possibilities in the city are many. And you can look at several areas, but to just mention a few, from Dankwa Circle to Circle. Circle is the hub of ordinary people. And I think 3 years ago, Zoom Lion commissioned me to put a Christmas tree there, which I did. And I was surprised. A lot of people were saying, oh, they're going to steal those things. There are lots of hoodlums there. But I'm telling you, not a single thing was stolen there.
Really?
They went taking pictures and they were very, very happy.
Really?
You know, for me, creating happiness, I prefer creating happiness because it's a mental, physical, and spiritual thing.
Elsewhere, I mean, we see a lot of people taking pictures with your works. Elsewhere, you would be getting money from these things. If somebody takes a picture, it's logged in, and you get a bit of money. Do you get money from the pictures people are taking?
No.
Why not?
Well,
it's the year of return.
Well, a journey of 1,000 miles begins with the first step. So, creating that awareness was prime to me. I was hoping to have been more supported than I was, but you know, it is what it is. But now that we've created the awareness, we hope to ride on that in the years to come.
How expensive is this? It's nice. We all like it. But how expensive is it?
Very expensive. It is not to be taken lightly. So if a team of corporate bodies come together, it makes the burden lighter. That is why I chose that stretch, because I thought that there would be teamwork in order to achieve that. For the ordinary Ghanaian, you see. And we have spent, and we tried to localize our purchases. We tried also to get our artisans. So I worked with about 120 artisans.
From here?
Oh, yes.
Wow. Everything
you see there, 90% were built by Ghanaians.
Wow.
Oh, yes.
Wow.
And the creation of the sleighs with kente and all that. Everything. I wish I could bring my team to the studio for you to see.
Aside creating light, you were also creating jobs.
Jobs, 120.
From here?
From here. From here. And we're using local materials. We went for old cars from Kokompe. We used recycled tires to create Christmas trees and all that kind of thing. We tried to do as much as possible with our local things because, you know, our president says we should do Ghana.
Right.
And he's right. You see, there's too much capital flight or too much money going out there feeding other economies, employing other people. But if we are able to bring some components down and we use it for, and also do a knowledge transfer for our local artisans, I think we'll be the better for it.
So who bears the cost for this? The corporate institutions involved? They bore the cost?
The corporate institutions bore some.
Okay.
And I bore majority.
Why do you have to pay to make the city beautiful? The assemblies, there's a government. Whose role it is?
The assembly, you know, endorsed it and gave me the support that I needed. They provided a place for me to do my work because these are large-scale, you know, constructions. And so they were very helpful. But, you know, sometimes I always say that it is not everything that government, you know, should bear. We, the individual people, should also make an effort to do, because we just start with one step. Everybody can make a difference. So I decided to bite this bullet for CSR and also to create awareness and for business. I'm not leaving out that.
Has it been worth the while? If you look at how much you spent staying your staff off salary for 2 months, 120 people working from here on, if you like, a hungry stomach, and they can't enjoy Christmas because you want to light up Accra. Has it been worth the while?
Oh, yes, because God always has a way. Before 24th, God made it possible for me to pay their salaries and pay the ancillary staff also. And, you know, because we work, we have, and our busiest season is at Christmas. My children, Della and Janet, were not happy with me at all because they work and I take.
And you go and...
They take. They work and I
you
take.
And you are brightening Accra.
Yeah.
And there's nothing in the coffers.
Nothing. But they are happy that... I cannot explain the happiness that I feel.
What would you say to that young person who is taking after you out there, who is thinking money, 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 and not about the society? What would you say to them?
I think that we all should die a little for our nation. Die for... Christmas is a time of giving. You know, so spread a little love whichever way you can. And for us as Jandel, what better way than to show what we can do and how it can affect people. Yes.
Afi, I wish you all the best, and may the new year bring us better things. Thank you very much for your time.
I'm looking forward to the better things.
And congratulations for breaking your back for Ghana.
Thank you.
You inspire me. Afi Amoro is the CEO of Jandel Limited, and they've been responsible for lighting up the whole city. I'm sure you've seen them, you've enjoyed it. She had to bear part of the cost. Well, not many people will do that, but she's decided to do that anyway. I hope next year our own governments and assemblies and corporate institutions will take the bull by the horn and change our narrative